You know that feeling, right? You get a new piece of software, you're excited, and then you just think, did the people who made this ever actually talk to a user? Yeah, we've all been there. Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful framework designed to solve that exact problem. It's called Quality Function Deployment, and it's all about making sure that what gets built is exactly what customers really want.
So let's dive right in and talk about the core problem that QFD was created to solve. It's that classic, frustrating gap between what we expect and what we get. I mean, it's so frustrating, isn't it? You download an app, you're hoping it's going to solve a specific problem for you, and you quickly realize the developers had a completely different idea of what was important. That disconnect, that gap between what a user needs and what the final product delivers, well, that's exactly what we're tackling today. And let's be clear, this isn't just some minor annoyance. For a company, this is a massive, incredibly costly failure. It means all that time, all that money, all that brainpower was spent solving the wrong problem. The product might be a technical masterpiece, but if it doesn't solve a real customer need, it has failed, period.
Okay, so how do we bridge that gap? We need some kind of universal translator, something that can take what customers are saying and turn it into language that engineers can build from.
And that system is Quality Function Deployment, or QFD. Now, the key phrase here is structured method. This isn't about guesswork or just hoping you get it right. It's a repeatable, logical process. Its entire mission is to take those sometimes vague customer needs and transform them into concrete, actionable plans that engineers can actually use to build something amazing. The starting point for this whole thing is what we call the voice of the customer, or VOC. Think of this as the raw material for QFD. It's everything you gather from surveys, interviews, user feedback, you name it. The whole idea is to systematically capture what people want and need before you even think about writing a single line of code. You have to listen first.
And the main tool we use for this translation is a fantastic diagram called the House of Quality. And the name is just perfect. I want you to picture it like an architect's blueprint for a product. It's a single visual document that maps everything out, making sure that the foundation, the customer's needs, is directly supporting the final structure. It's brilliant.
All right, so let's grab the keys and step inside this house. We're going to break down how it organizes all this critical information piece by piece. Okay, first, on the left side of the house, you've got the what's. Simple enough. What does the customer want? These are their requirements, in their own words. Things like, I want it to be reliable, or it needs to be easy to use, or maybe, I need to feel like my data is secure. This is the foundation of the whole building.
Now, across the top of the house, we list the hows. This is the other side of the coin. How are we, the engineering team, going to deliver on those customer what's? These are the technical specifications. So a what like easy to use might get translated into hows like a simple UI design or a page load time under 2 seconds.
And now we get to the heart of the house, the relationship matrix. This is really where the magic happens. It's a grid that forces you to think about the connection between every single customer what and every single technical how. You assign a score to each intersection, creating a direct, measurable link between what the customer wants and what your team is going to build. This is the translation made visible.
And finally, we put the roof on. This is the correlation matrix. It shows how the technical hows interact with each other. For instance, does making the app faster also mean it's going to drain the phone's battery? This is absolutely crucial because it helps engineers spot those conflicts and trade-offs before they start building, which prevents a lot of headaches down the line.
All right, theory is great, but let's make this feel real. We're going to apply the House of Quality to a classic example, building a brand new food delivery app. So a customer might tell you, I need to trust this app with my credit card. That's the voice of the customer. That's the what. It's really about a feeling of security. The engineering team translates this into a technical how. Implement strong encryption for payment data. And just like that, we've gone from a feeling to a feature.
So here's a really simple look at that relationship matrix for our app. Let's just trace one of the requirements. See the top row, the customer what is secure payment. Now look across. You can see that the technical feature, strong encryption, gets a 5, a very strong relationship. Makes sense. But now look at the next row, easy to use. Well, strong encryption doesn't really have an impact there, so it gets a 0. This simple act of scoring everything makes the process powerful and objective.
So what's the ultimate goal of filling out this matrix? It's all about data-driven prioritization.
By analyzing all those scores, the team can see clear as day which technical features will have the biggest positive impact on the most important customer needs. This means no more guessing games. You focus your effort where it really matters to the user.
But QFD isn't just a one-time planning tool that you do at the beginning. No, its influence actually cascades down through the entire development lifecycle.
You see, the house of quality is really just the first step in a much bigger process. You can think of it like a series of connected houses, where the outputs from one phase become the inputs for the next one. This is how you make sure that the original voice of the customer echoes through every single decision.
And this is exactly how that chain reaction works. The technical hows from our first house, those design features, they become the what's for the next phase, which is all about process development. And then those processes become the what's for the quality assurance phase. It creates this unbroken line that connects the very first customer request all the way to the final checks on the production line.
So to sum it all up, the benefits are pretty clear. First, you get a deeply customer-focused approach that makes sure you're building the right thing. Second, you actually get shorter development times because you prevent all that costly rework from getting it wrong the first time. And finally, it can give you a major competitive edge, letting you systematically build a product that serves your users better than anyone else.
Ultimately, quality function deployment is a disciplined way of listening. You could even call it a framework for empathy, because it ensures that the people you're building for are at the absolute center of every decision you make. So, the only question left is, what are you gonna build?